little blue bar fills, I think that's when it starts recording. And I'm purposely talking this whole time to see, because I'm going to go back and watch. Just setting out, done, redirecting YouTube, boom. Okay, see that, it already started. Okay, it is. I just heard myself talk. Okay, learning that not necessarily knowing exactly what is going on or how it is done does not fucking matter. The world is still spinning. Get the fuck on board. Okay, that's me making videos. That's my whole backbone to that. My whole reason, not reason, but like I don't edit shit, but I still make videos. That's super important. I don't know. But it's all good. I'm gonna start. So welcome to the Magician's Roundtable, weaving your own magic one page at a time, or as I abbreviate it in my journal, I'm at the end of this, but TMR WIOMOPAAT, because it's the first letter of each word. I do that in my journal. Anyway, that makes me laugh. So what we're doing today is coming together with any deck that we have chosen, and we're going to read from the deck. Now, I love reading cards, and there are multiple ways to do it. The book is a valuable, intrinsic resource to learning cards, to even just giving a single message. If you only ever deliver a single message in your entire life, the book that the deck came with is a good resource. So that's what we do today. We're going to go straight to the book. Each of us will have an opportunity to pull a card either by design or accident and read from the book. Now, we're not doing an intuitive read. We're going to leave it at the book. I say that, but then also I say that because it's not the point of today. But if after you read from the book, y'all can do this at home, those that are joining along on YouTube. After you read from the book and your timer, and if you guys at home want to set your timer, we're doing 6-minute reads. If there's still time, yes, share your thoughts. Absolutely. Pause this video if you're at home on YouTube and speak out loud or in your mind or write it down what your thoughts are. Be a part of the process. Jane Oliver wrote a song back in probably the 60s called The Big Parade. And one of the lines, the big parade passes by your window. There's joy and laughter ringing in the streets below. Come on, come on. The big parade is passing. What good is living in a world you'll never know? And it's true. If you're here, be here. Be present and participate. All right, guys, which you are doing right now by watching this video, by being in this room, by being half awake going, what the fuck is my phone playing? All right, let's set that timer. So I have 6 minutes. Let's pull a card. We are going to be reading from Way of the Horse by Linda Kohanov, illustrations by Kim McElroy. I have read from this book before for this event, and I have not finished it. And we have 6 minutes per card. Some of these cards are long starting on, so let's get that thoughts. But I'm fascinated with the deck itself. I don't read with it unless I'm doing this event. It's very different. Each card is a picture of a horse, potentially more than one horse, and some look highly realistic. And here we have like this beautiful, I don't know what medium it is, but it's a beautiful effect of the horse. Much more fantasy like. Card 24, and I would guess Arabian horse by the tail, but I don't know. So, wait, oh my, we pulled Kairos. Well, now that's fun. Kairos return is about around the 50-year mark on a human being. I'm in my Kairos stage. If I'm thinking of that correctly, Kairos, timing, opportunity, moments infused with meaning and choice. And the card, emerging from a rainbow-colored mist, a powerful horse approaches. Can you grab hold of his mane and leap onto his back before he moves beyond reach? It happens in a split second. And that is kind of like participation. Are you participating in life or are you watching it go by? Now, unless you know how to ride a horse, I would not suggest this going out and trying to get on a horse bareback. No bridle, no saddle. That's not going to work out for you. Well, maybe. The gift, the challenge, and the journey. That's what the card is broken up into. So the gift, when you're sensitive to timing, great strides are made with minimal effort. I'll be real, I didn't get that. I feel like I had an image of being in space or somewhere where time moves differently, but time is a different space, but somewhere where time moves differently. And so if I'm somewhere where time moves differently, when you're sensitive to timing, great strides are made with minimal effort. I don't have to think that. I don't know. The challenge. The best laid plans can distract you from unexpected opportunities, yet you cannot force the issue. Sometimes you must wait patiently for an opening, then act without hesitation. The journey. The ancient Greeks had two concepts of time. Chronos, linear time, was measured by clocks, calendars, and date books. Kairos, on the other hand, was more elusive. The youngest child of Zeus, Kairos was sometimes depicted with winged feet alighting precariously on a sphere. That great old storyteller Aesop had him, balancing on the razor's edge, bald, but with a lock of hair on his forehead. If you grasp him from the front, you might be able to hold him. But once he has moved on, not even Jupiter himself can pull him back. This is a symbol of tempest, Kairos, the brief moment in which things are possible. While this agile Greek god was depicted as a handsome young man, the equestrian arts thrive on Kairos moments. It takes tremendous skill to balance on a powerful, at times fast-moving horse, leaping over obstacles, coordinating your own body to cue complex movements in that split-second window of time the animal needs to process and execute your request. Sometimes called horse time, Kairos moments also occur when you let go of human agendas and cultivate responsiveness. In Nicholas Evans' 1995 novel, The Horse Whisperer, the main character kneels down in a field with his traumatized subject, waiting patiently an entire afternoon before the horse slowly walks over to him and nuzzles his shoulder. The relationship improves exponentially. Loading a colt onto a trailer for the first time is yet another case where patience is a virtue. If you're willing to devote 2 hours to the project, the youngest may very well walk on in 2 minutes. If you pressure him to leap right up there, it might take you all day. Arguably the most difficult skill to teach in horse training, timing is also a major factor in human relationships. Noticing when someone is receptive and acting before the moment passes involves equal parts self-control, discernment, grace, and abandon. The artful timing of that first kiss is a classic example. How do you sense when your date is ready? If you miss an invitation, you seem disinterested. If you grab this person too soon, you get slapped. The future of a long-term liaison can hinge on this one crucial exchange. I'll stop. I just looked up. Woo! Another page and a half. I'll tell you what. I've been interested in the moment before something begins from a visual that I got about a year ago. So this Kairos time is not linear. I just think that's fascinating. So look at that. I'm back in love with the deck again. Alrighty. Let me reset that timer. Just give me a second, guys. Okay. So now, go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading from the Teen Angel Oracle card. I got 4 cards that came out. We'll see how much I'll be able to get through. The first card that came out was number 32, which is Get Active. And it says physical activity is a sure way to build on your fitness levels. Exercise helps reduce stress and encourages the release of happy hormones called endorphins, which shift your mood instantaneously. Although it may be hard to find the motivation to get active, engaging in physical activity for at least 30 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference to your physical, mental, and emotional health. This card is pushing you to get on track with regularly exercise. Perhaps you have been lacking motivation or feeling lethargic. Maybe you have maybe you have wanted to get involved in something physical inside or outside of school hours, but have some resistance to it. Regular exercise can be sport, dancing lessons, a daily walk, or any other activity that just gets the body moving. Trying something new will improve your motivation, your confidence, and your overall well being. It's time to take your own health into your own hands, and getting active is a sure way to start that process. Your angels and spirit guides would encourage you to get active by doing something you love. The activity: plan to incorporate an extra hour of physical activity into your life per week. Make it fun. On a piece of paper, brainstorm a list of activities that you're open to trying. Get fit and active. Can be easy and doesn't need to be a huge effort. A little exercise as part of your regular routine is all it takes. A brisk walk to school or work is a great way to incorporate physical activity into your daily routine. Having more than one option is perfect. Remember, your angels and spirit guides are nudging you to do something you will enjoy. Then the next part that came out was number 39, Choose Optimism. Having positive expectations can help things turn out for the best. Optimism is not about believing nothing will go wrong. It is the belief that you have the same chance of success as anyone else, and that it is just a matter of time, effort, focus before you get the chance to shine. This card is reminding you of the power of positivity. When we slip into fear or doubt, we can unknowingly focus on what we don't want instead of what we want, instead of what we do want. In this way, we are allocating time and energy to creating obstacles and worry for ourselves instead of on building opportunities, knowledge, and skills. Optimism reduces our nerves, builds our confidence, and encourages us to accept the setbacks we encounter as learning opportunities rather than failures. Believing that with focused learning and effort, you can achieve what you want gives you a head start on any goal. If you would like some extra positivity, imagine your guides are cheering you on and assuring you of the good things in your future. The activity. We can often focus on the one thing that went wrong instead of countless things that were right. Practicing gratitude for the things we already have can help us maintain optimism about what is yet to come. While there is no need to feel grateful for the hardships we face, we can be thankful for the support, lessons, and any revelations they may bring. Take 5 minutes to reflect on what you are grateful for right now. Close your eyes and enter a space of gratitude, starting with the small things like being able to read and extending to the bigger picture of being grateful for life itself. See your gratitude grow from a spark to a blazing sun in your heart. Pay attention to how gratitude feels. Imagine that feeling flowing from your heart throughout your body. Breathe deeply and sit with this feeling of gratitude. Feeling this is where the magic of optimism begins. I think I have time for one more. So I'm going to choose the Crystal Sun, which is number 30. Crystals and gemstones are associated with the relief of stress, worry, and pain. While crystals and gemstones should never replace advice or treatment from a medical professional, they can encourage physical, mental, and emotional healing by inspiring a reflection and relaxation. Exploring the world of crystals is a way of connecting to and appreciating the wonder of the natural world. This card is nudging you to introduce crystals and gemstones into your life. They can be useful during times of stress as a meditation aid or physical comfort. If you're feeling anxious about an exam, you may like to wear a crystal that you associate with memory, poise, and relaxed confidence. Touching the crystal or being aware of the crystal against your skin can help you center and focus on your study. Create your own associations with crystals or refer to the meaning generally ascribed to them. There are many simple ways to work with precious stones. You might like to keep one in your pocket so you can readily hold it in your hand to help you focus and become calm. You may like an image being inside a magical crystal cave during your meditations or visualizations. Be creative and do what works for you. The archangels are often associated with different crystals. You can use a crystal to represent the energy of the angel you would like to work with. Activity. Research the type of crystals that is associated with the quality you would like to develop. If you cannot purchase the crystal, you can print out a picture, draw it, or imagine it is with you. Breathe deeply and slowly when you enter a meditative state. Imagine you are in a beautiful cave with a crystal wall. That's it.
That was cool. That the image, the idea of the crystal sound like that, I was like, oh, that sounds pretty. All right, very cool. All right, Bree, go ahead.
Okay, so I chose 3 different decks. We'll see how many we get through, but I already chose the cards and I was going with the theme of purple here this morning. So the first card is going to be from Seasons of the Witch with the Oracle. And the first card we have is Sun Wheel, which is card 42. And I think you just pulled that the other day, Elizabeth. Yep. So the keywords are movement, adventure, taking action. Make sure to catch your breath. You are in for an unexpected journey. Be prepared. The presence of the sun wheel in a reading means things are about to speed up. You can expect a shift in movement in any number of ways. A project suddenly gaining significant traction, finding yourself in an adventure halfway across the world, a whirlwind romance, or even a sudden urge to get up and move your physical body, which just resonates with what Nicole just said. This type of dynamic energy is exciting and generally stimulates positive outcomes, but change can be overwhelming, even good changes. So be sure to make time to catch your breath and plant your feet firmly on the ground. Receiving this card is a sign to take action and get the ball rolling. It's a very good indication of success if you're willing to act quickly. Even small steps taken at this time can stimulate significant leaps. Just be sure you know what you want before making any moves, as you don't want to find yourself with a plethora of opportunities only to realize you don't actually know where you're headed. The energy of the sun wheel is quick to come and quick to go, so don't waste it with indecision. And all 3 of these cards kind of tie together. The second deck is from Moonology Manifestation by Yasmin Boland. And the card that was chosen was the full moon in Sagittarius, which says, see the bigger picture. At this point, your best is yet to be the bigger, sorry, at this point, your best bet is to be the bigger person in whatever situation is on your mind. If harsh words have been exchanged, this card comes with a gentle suggestion to diffuse the upset with some humor. The world is your oyster, and when you draw this card, but when you need to find a balance between where you are and where you want to be. It may be that you need to do some more research before you move closer towards whatever it is that you want. When you're manifesting, the journey of discovery can be as empowering as dreaming the big dream, which also ties in with your journey rune. Like, the journey is more important than the destination. Manifesting balance. Find a balance between saying what needs to be said and saying too much. Manifesting mindset is one thing is for sure. Having an open mind will serve you well now. Talk to people about your issues and get a view of the bigger picture. This can also increase your luck if you add sandalwood essential oil to your diffuser. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Call in Fortuna, also known as Lady Luck, and ask her to be on your side when you spin the wheel or Fate of Fortune. And repeat the affirmation below to strengthen your connection with Fortuna and manifest your good luck into being. The affirmation is, I know that I am blessed and I love my life within that knowing. And says the best time to work your magic is when the moon is in Sagittarius on a Thursday, which is Jupiter's day or Jupiter's hour. The full moon in Sagittarius takes place when the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Sagittarius. And then the third card here, which again, I kind of was asking with the intention of what what we should focus on this weekend as a collective, or kind of what we need to know and yeah, focus on this weekend. So I kind of already get this like balance when you're gonna decide to like go and get, chores done or whatever, like go and do that. When you're gonna rest, make that full decision to like rest, don't be on the in between. And then to tie it all together, we have giraffe. This is from the Cosmic Creatures deck. And it's all about perspective, persistence, and presence and extension. So extend beyond your reach. With its long, elegant neck, the giraffe has a unique ability to gain perspective, keeping grounded while effortlessly rising to new heights. With this vantage point, you have clarity, and some may even say clairvoyance, seeing what others cannot. The gentle giant giraffe teaches you to walk amid the divine by connecting your intuition and paying homage to your roots. No two giraffes are alike in pattern, and they proudly stand out from the rest of the crowd. You're not meant to be like anyone else, and the giraffe encourages you to embrace that. Just like the giraffe with its rather large tongue, you do not have to speak to be heard. Your power is in your presence. As you use your body language to communicate your needs, silence is powerful, and it allows you to bring the intention into every moment and attention to the details. Silence can be your superpower if you use it right. So that was the third card. And like I said, they kind of all tie together. I feel for the intention of this weekend for the collective is really just to be present, be mindful, do things with intention. If you're going to rest, do it with the intention to rest, shut off your phone, don't be distracted. Like just be mindful and present in whatever action you're doing. And if there are things that you want to make progress in, be very clear about what that looks like and put yourself in it to be fully present. So that's what I've got today.
Awesome, and they're good messages that have practical application. That was really good. This is the journey rune. I'm trying to give you. It's very metallic. You can tell I use a lot of metallic and glittering. But yeah, it's like this idea of a path, and then when you draw it, you just shit. I can't do it backwards in my head, and then you just keep it going. But that circle in the middle, I kind of thought of it like a cave, a meeting place, a time to make your presence understood. So in the journey, it's like you were saying, it's noticing what's actually fucking happening and what part I'm playing in it as it's unfolding. That's really important, and that's what I was trying to capture in the simplest form possible. The
love
runes,
that.
they're simple form. They can be very complex. I'm not into that.
Yeah, and I hope that resonated with everyone. I know it definitely resonates with me because I've been doing a lot of things with uh I don't know, like if we get into doom scrolling or whatever, it kind of like just becomes this mindless thing. So really just being intentional with your time, and then you look at the clock and it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock already, right? So I think just being intentional and being present is awesome.
Yes, I agree. I'm bad with my phone. I agree. All right, cool. All right, LB, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to be reading from let me flip the camera 1 second. Hold on. How do I do that? Wait, how do I flip the camera to show my cards? Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. The first card I got here is the Fallen Muse. And it says it's a keyword short-sightedness, the trap of self-pity, narcissism, cognizant in crisis, accepting help. The eclipse will pass. How often we find ourselves mirrored in a situation out of which we can't see our way. We want to crawl into a hole without a clear path. We get overwhelmed and come down with a textbook case of not being able to see the forest for the trees. Like the muse, we wallow. We don't listen to anyone, not our friends, not our hearts. Why is this? We wonder when looking at this situation from the outside. Surely no one wants to be this miserable. In fact, once we get into this mindset, there's a part of us that wants to stay there. And why not? Shutting out the world is a very appealing idea sometimes. It seems like we are finally taking control of an out of control situation when in reality we have allowed the situation to take control of us. This painting has a very interesting story. I take my art with me wherever I go, and on this occasion was working at a friend's house. We have been talking about how I was having difficulty articulating what was going on in the painting. At some point that afternoon, her very bright son, who was 9 or 10 at the time, came into the dining room, looked at what I was doing, and declared, "This painting is weird." I agreed that it was different from any others I had done. He stood for another moment, solemnly regarding it. Then, in one of those moments when the universe does not merely touch you, it reaches out and whops you upside the head, he continued, "Why doesn't he dip his wings in the water to put them out?" There was what seemed to be a very long pause, and I'm not sure that my mouth hung open in that interval. Finally, I blinked and replied, "Because he's so busy feeling sorry for himself that he can't see the water right in front of him. We know that the eclipse will pass. The sun will once again shine bright and warm, and eventually the muse will become uncomfortable and force himself blinking to his feet. He will see the river and realize what his short-sightedness has allowed to happen. The loss he has experienced will be magnified by his realization that it was worsened by his own unwillingness to open his eyes. An aware person is just as likely as anyone to fall into this kind of despair, for it is part of the cycle of life. It is up to us to remain cognizant even in our darkest hours, to recognize those people or things who will help us climb out of our predicament before we, like the muse, become lastingly damaged. Okay, the next card is 20, Guardians. 20. Okay, Guardians. It says, let me just make sure it's in focus. So the keywords here is security and insecure times. Spirit protectors are not babysitters. Taking care of oneself avoids sabotaging fortune. Guardians wait nearby. The need to work hard and be aware. Listen to spirit protectors. So we live in difficult times when the only thing that seems like a sure thing is uncertainty. Job, bills, a place to live, food to eat. Must we face the challenges of surviving day to day alone? Each of us have guardians. Some call them spirit guides, some call them angels, some call them totems. What names we give them are immaterial. Of greater importance is that, like the stones, they are steadfast, always waiting in the background to support us, whether we think we need them or not. But they are not babysitters, and they are not magical creatures who will grant 3 wishes. Just as the stones could have done nothing if the child had forgotten her blankets and was cold in the night, our guardians require that we must do our part to take care of ourselves and not sabotage our own fortunes. Our guardians are the voices, flipping the page, voices that remind us that they are always there for us if we are there for ourselves. Feel the strength of the stones watching over the child and project outward until you find your own guardians, whom I assure you are waiting nearby. Your guardians do not require payment of any kind, only your thanks and your promise to work hard, to be aware of yourself, and to pay attention to whatever they might have to say. I'm gonna just keep reading until I run out of time. All right, the next card is Toth 39. Okay, so this says keywords are solutions, creative solutions for problems, thinking outside the box, avoiding the trap of needing classes or instruction in order to reach enlightenment. The sun god Re dreamed that his daughter, the sun god Nut, would give birth to his successor. Afraid of losing his throne, he forbade her from giving birth on any day of the year. Understandably distraught, Nut went to Thoth and begged him to help her. The ibis-headed god rose to the occasion, armed with consummate skill, grace, beer, and honey. He sought out Khonsu, the god of the moon, and suggested that they gamble on a little game of senet. They played throughout the night, betting more and more until Khonsu was forced to bet some of his own light. They continued playing until Thoth had won enough light to make 4 whole days outside the year, during which Nut could give birth to Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Even though he's a great magician. Okay. Okay, I like this deck. First time reading from it.
Is there only like a second left on that story? Did you want to finish?
No, it's a lot left.
Oh, I know that story. And I knew that that's how she was able to give birth. I love that both did that. And that game, I believe I'm right in saying, was the oldest game that we know of. Historically speaking, from what we've found in archaeological digs, this is it. This is the oldest game. I know how to play it. My daughter built a version of it for her woodworking class. It is incredibly simple and a lot of fun. And you guys could draw that on paper and just get like a marble or something, anything, and you'd be able to play it. It's very straightforward and a lot of fun. I highly suggest it. Also, I want to say thank you so much, LB. I love your shares because you have amazing decks. But one of my rune cards was this. I know I'm tilting it so you can see how the fabulous glitter. Anyway, I didn't know what it meant. I drew this and I was like, I have no fucking clue what this is. And this is the third rendition of it. And then when you were talking about spirit guides, guardians, I'm like, oh shit, this has something to do with guides, guardians, ancestors. So thank you for offering some clarity into my own decks. I was at a total loss. So yay, thank you. Awesome deck too. We are with Princess. Go ahead, Princess.
Okay. I decided to use Rachel Pollack's The Shining Tribe Tarot, and I picked the Two of Stones. Let's see, you can see it there. Two of Stones, we turn them around, we listen to voices, one face to another, first slowly, then faster, stories for change. This card forms a tribute to the Tarot's Chinese sister, the I Ching. See also the Two of Rivers and the Knower of Birds. One way to cast the I Ching involves throwing a set of coins with one side designated yang or active and the other yin or receptive. This pictures an idea for such a coin with the toad as yang and the tortoise as yin. The picture also pays tribute to early tarot decks whose two of coins usually showed two ornate coins in a vertical arrangement. Often this card carried the card maker's signature, like the ace of spades in modern playing cards. Both toads and tortoises have signified divine powers, the toad for its active energy and its resemblance to a woman squatting to give birth. See Seven of Stones. And tortoise for its long life and slow, deliberate movement. They remind us that the sacred and we ourselves have many sides, many aspects at different moments. The tortoise has an extra significance, for the ancient Chinese used tortoise shells for divination, and some scholars believe that the I Ching grew from the interpretations of the markings on the shells. Unlike the yin and yang fish on the Two of Rivers, the two images here seem very different. They do not flow into each other, but instead signify a distinct choice between one quality or the other. The coin comes down on one side, and yet it can easily flip over. Neither side is superior, and neither aspect lasts forever. This is the true lesson of all oracles and divination. Not that any single event will happen, but that all events, all conditions change. Divinatory meanings. In the manner of a coin, there is no right side up or reversed for this card, but simply two sides. If the toad appears on top, it signifies action, creative power, involvement. The person moves quickly, not necessarily wisely or with the best results. The tortoise on top indicates intuition, peacefulness, withdrawal. The person moves slowly with careful thought. This, too, may not necessarily be the best approach. The card may simply state what the person is doing. Other cards in the reading will indicate if this Two of Stones describes or recommends. The second card I pulled was Gift of Rivers, and that's this one here. And it says, dance, dance in the coolness of the night, drink deeply from the holy splendor. This is the gift more precious than any, the fountain of love. The speaker of trees showed us on the widespread idea of solar and lunar consciousness, the right and left hands united, transfigured in the central pillar of the tree. That tree is also the spine, where the awakening Kundalini snake has risen from the base to the crown of the head. The Kundalini itself is an energy that is both sexual and spiritual. According to Joseph Campbell, Hindu teachings sometimes describe the base of the spine, known as the root chakra, as the three-river junction, comparing the streams of energy to a meeting place of rivers. The Allahabad of the Jumna, the Ganges, and an invisible river. A place of rivers, okay. The Sarasvati. Here we see two streams flowing into one. Where they meet, we find a bowl of happiness, its water dark and limitless in the way of magic bowls and cauldrons of all mythologies everywhere. The three roundels with their rivers from the tower hillside decorate the bowl. In the tower they formed a line. Here they connect into a circle so that only one of the roundels, the red of life, is visible. The bowl is the Holy Grail, the gift, God's gift of love and abundance. The Grail is not something we earn by moral correctness or fight for or conquer. Its waters of love come to us purely as a gift. To the left, we see a snake winding between two plants. As we have seen on other cards, the snake is a symbol of imagination and the energy of the unconscious. The Kundalini is a snake. In the heretical Christian traditions called Gnosticism, the snake is the hero of Genesis, for it leads Eve to knowledge of her and Adam's divine nature. The snake who spiraled downward on the high priestess, the mistress of water, here stretches itself out and moves towards the bowl. When the snake energy drinks from the Grail, love is liberated in the human spirit. On the right stands a red rose, symbol of fulfilled desire. Above the bowl, a fish-headed woman, a person with the consciousness of water, dances joyously. Divinatory meanings: happiness, abundance, love. Different aspects of life flowing together. A good relationship in which the people harmoniously merge their interests and needs. Compared to some other cards, especially the Seven of Birds, this seems a very idealistic view of relationships. The two actually go together very well, for the work of the Seven of Birds brings the people to that place of junction where they can discover the gift of love. Reversed, a need to recognize life's gifts. The Grail remains, but we have trouble seeing it. The person may be ignoring a great possibility, especially love. There we go.
I love that deck. That is such a fun deck. A fun, I don't know, it is fun, but it's also, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff happening. I like it. And that was Rachel Pollock. Oh, okay. We've all read. Yay, and we made a really good time. I will say that, so this was our read from the book. Next week will be mediumship, same time, and we'll just keep alternating on Saturdays between this and mediumship. If you look on YouTube under, you can just look at all the videos, but if you look under the playlist, the card medium, you'll see any of the videos that are associated with the Saturday event. And it might help you to play catch up. I have the latest video up for what we'll be doing this Saturday. We'll also be working through a specific spread that I have, and it's about protection in readings itself, if this is something you're interested in. And if you ever can't make it, just look for the videos. I might drop the actual spread on YouTube as well. I don't know if I'll get it up there before we meet. But okay, I think that's it. All right, bye guys. Thank you so much.